रे वचन भोरी मीचे निदावशे गेलो रे राती दिवस शरीर साजे मीचे निदा दिवस शरीर साजे हे मन दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाइया की करो भावना के हो हे मन दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाइया की करो भावना के हो हे मन दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाइया की करो भावना के हो हे मन दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाइया की करो भावना के हो एबे न भजिले यशोदा सूत चरमे पोरी बेलाजे एबे न भजिले यशोदा सूत चरमे पोरी बेलाजे उदित तपन होइले अस्ता दिन गेलो बोले होइबे व्यस्त उदित तपन दिन गेलो बोले होइबे व्यस्त तबे केनो एबे आलस होय न भजर दयराजे तबे केनो एबे आलस होय ना भजर दयराजे जीवना नित्य जानह सार ताहे नाना विध विपद भार जीवन अनित्य पाये नाना विध विपद भार नामाश्रय कोरी जतने तुमी ठाकह आपन काजे नामाश्रय कोरी जतने तुमी ठाकह आपन काजे जीवेर कल्याण साधन का जगते आसिए मधुर नाम जीवेर साधन का अविद्याते मेरा तपन रूपे हृदय गगने विराजे अविद्याते मेरा तपन रूपे हृदय गगने विराजे कृष्ण नाम सुधा करिया पान जुरावो भक्ति विनोद प्राण नाम बिना किछु नाही को आरो 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नाही को आरो 14 भुवन माझे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki
Jai.
kindly read the translation.
When a tinge of red on the eastern horizon heralded the sunrise,
Heralded.
heralded the sunrise, the jewel of twice born, Lord Gaurasundar immediately awakened. Taking his devotees with him, he went all over the countryside, visiting the towns and villages of Nadia.
So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going in the morning kirtan. Huh? That's why it's called Arunodaya Kirtan. Morning times kirtan description.
The mridangari sounded tahai, tahai. The cymbals,
Athai.
tathai, tathai.
Continue. The symbols chimed.
The cymbals chimed in time, and Lord Gauranga footbells jingled as his golden form trembled slightly in ecstatic love of God.
God.
Lord Chaitanya called out to the townsfolk, "You spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies. Now just fill your mouth with the vibration of the holy name, Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava, Hari, chanting without offense. You have achieved the rare human body. Don't you care for this gift? If you do not serve the darling of Yashoda now, great sorrow awaits you at death."
Darling of Yashoda. That is Yashoda Sutta. Krishna. Huh? Each time.
Each time the sun rises and sets, a day passes and is lost. Then why do you remain idle and refuse to serve the Lord of the heart?
The heart. Understand.
Understand this essential fact: life is temporary and full of all kinds of miseries. So take shelter of the holy name as your only business. Desiring to bless all souls, the sweet name of Krishna has descended to the material world and now shines like the sun in the sky of the heart, destroying the darkness of ignorance.
Last.
Drink the pure nectar of the holy name of Krishna and thus satisfy the soul of Bhakti Vinoda. There is nothing but the holy name within all the 14 worlds.
Whole essence of spiritual life and material worlds is holy name. Of course, the kirtan continues telling Jiva Jago comes next. That's the sequence. No, that's all sequence. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sa Agrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkrpatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Sahil Prabhu, can you tell the first two shlokas? Anyway, a few weeks after, you will have to tell each of you these two shlokas. Memorization, no? Try without.
Om Purnam Ada Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Evavashishyate.
आप बोले next.
ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीता मा गृधः कस्विद्दनम्.
Kasya Svidhanam. So all of you should know by heart. We do every class, and you only have two. In the future units, you have more. In Bhagavad Gita units, you will have 12, 14 shlokas to memorize. That's famous shlokas, but you will have, no, not each chapter. 6 chapters together, 6 chapter, 6 chapter, 6 chapter, like that, one unit. In each of them, 12, 14, 12, like that. Total as a whole, in this whole course, you will have to memorize 75 shlokas. 6 units or 4 books together. How many? 75 shlokas you will do. But not that all 75 will ask you at once. You already did 4, na? 5 did, na? Okay. Okay, very nice. हाँ, this two का टेस्ट अभी बाद में होगा. मतलब मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि like this, every unit has some importance. इस उपदेश अमृत का किया था ना? हाँ, 4. तो इसमें तो 2 ही है. 2 ही है और हर बार करेंगे ही हम. नेक्स्ट टाइम से ये नहीं करना है. ठीक है? So last time we did start learning the mantra 8. Mantra 1 to 3, the principle of Ishavasya. Mantra 4 to 8, we have come to the last part of it. Last class. Yesterday we did mantra 7 complete. Kanishta Madhyama Uttama Adhikaris. Yaad hai? So who is Madhyama Adhikari? Very good. Very good. Hari Bol. Wonderful. Okay. Who is Kanishta Adhikari? According to the shloka number 6.
One who has faith in Lord, who has started accepting, but who has some negative qualities, like he has some disputes among devotees. In that way, he can be called as a Kanishta Adhikari.
Okay.
He cannot differentiate. That means he
What?
does not distinguish that whether he's a devotee or.
Okay. Okay. Good. Something else would like to be added to this?
His doubt is vulnerable. His faith is vulnerable. If someone he defeats him in
ये
philosophy.
मैंने ये जो डेफिनेशन है ये कुछ अलग दिखाने के लिए कहा था पर बुक में तो नहीं है ये डेफिनेशन. हाँ, तो मैं इसलिए पूछा. अकॉर्डिंग टू मंत्र 6 मैं बोला ना.
He sees
उत्तमाधिकारी कनिष्ठाधिकारी ये अलग अलग जगह पे अलग अलग डेफिनेशंस है. But please remember what is given in Ishopanishad mantra 6. That only you have to explain.
he sees lords only in temple.
That's the important.
And
He sees Lord situated only in temple. Then
he don't know how to distinguish between Madhyam or Uttama.
okay. He doesn't know who is a devotee, who is not. It means basically he cannot understand that yes, there are people who are dear to Krishna called devotees.
And he quarrels.
He quarrels. He's called Prakrita Sahajiya. That word also was used. So these all terms we have seen. And then we saw some important terms. Anupashyati, to see according to Shastra or Acharyas. And then we saw an important term called Ekatva, oneness, in 2 definitions. What are they? First is quality. Quality, not quantity. Quality. Correct. Tell Krishna Prabhu.
In quality wise, means the one side we have a drop of ocean,
Ah,
and we have the whole ocean. So the drop of ocean and the ocean has same chemical compositions.
correct.
But when it comes to uh, the real means the
Quantity.
quantity, then it is very different.
So quantitatively,
Quantitatively it is different, qualitatively it is same.
that qualitatively one. Very good. That's the right way to say. Yes. Another example for this?
Fire and
Fire and spark.
spark.
Yes. So what is the other way in which oneness is seen? Yes, that was yesterday's discussion.
In interest,
What does that mean?
in interest in family, nation.
Nation.
Okay. Explain.
We see that the Lord Lord wants to enjoy, and in the same way, living entities also want to enjoy. So the interest is same.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. But little more, someone want to add? Common interest.
Common
है ना?
interest.
Common interest.
In that
That's the
sense.
common. So like there are
It's like
different individuals together, they have common interests. Like in a family, family members are there. They have common interests. Their culture, the ideals they have, what they want to. It's common. They are individuals. They are not one. You know, that is told. And like similarly, national interest was seen, and similarly, devotees and Krishna. So we have seen mantra 7. And when we entered mantra 8, okay, this and all we saw. Mantra 8 we entered, in which some qualities were described. This was what we started last. So what has happened so far? In mantra 4 and 5, what will not help one to understand that Supreme Person was told? What is that? What will not help a person to understand? Material vision or speculation, use of intelligence and mind independently. That's called mundane logic or speculation. What will help if he has this quality that will help a person to see Supreme Person? What is that? Spiritual vision, anupashyati. That's also right. Anupashyati has to cultivate spiritual vision. That's called. Now, one who knows truly the Supreme Person is Maha Bhagavat. That we saw. Uttam Adhikari is the one who understands and sees like this. And what he describes are these qualities. There are around 11 qualities in this shloka. I will say this shloka once. You can all join me in saying it. It's a long shloka. Together. Saparyaga Chukram Akayam Avrinam Asnaviram Shuddham Papavidham Kavir Manishi Paribhu Swayambhu Yatha Tathyatorthan Vyadadhat Shashvatibhya Samabhya. This is mantra 8. We are going to that now. I'll just put it up on the screen. Sorry, I forgot to do that. All of you should bring books all the time, so that you refer to the exact physical copy. Okay. Translation piece.
Such a person must factually know the greatest of all, the personality of Godhead, who is unembodied, omniscient, beyond reproach, without veins, pure and uncontaminated, the self sufficient philosopher who has been fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial.
Immemorial. So here are qualities of that Supreme Person, Isha. And you kindly try to see this. The qualities described here are not like direct. In the sense, like, Krishna's qualities described in Brahma Samhita. Any verse? ईश्वर परम कृष्ण आप उसके बाद में आपको कई सारे पता है नो यम श्याम सुंदरम अचिंत्य गुणस्वरूपम, है ना? उसके पहले कैसा आता है? उसके पहले कैसा आता है? वेणुम Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksha. No, this is the exact description of what he holds Venu, how his eyes are, Dalayataksham, Barahavatam, the Morpank, Sama Asitambuda Sundarangam, his body color is like the fresh monsoon cloud. Kandarpako. So this is description, Brahma Samhita tells. But here, is that this kind of description? It's very indirect description. As we have all been seeing so far, that Upanishads don't directly tell the name of God exact, or they don't describe the features of that person God exact, but they very indirectly tell, because the one who is reading also doesn't have that qualification, Shraddha. So for him to come to that, okay, now slowly you understand how God is different from people of this world. Like that, it starts defining. So that's why one of the qualities here is akayam. Yesterday we saw this. Akayam. What does akayam mean? Doesn't have material body. Whose body? Lord's body. That means he has body, mind, and soul are all one. Unlike us. Like for us, body is different, mind is different. How do we know it? Think about it. How can we perceive that I am different from mind, which is different from body? कैसे हम समझेंगे थोड़ा? You want to speak or what? Okay. No. If they want to answer, they can. They don't. Okay. So do you all understand my question? कैसे हमें पता चलेगा कि मैं, मेरा शरीर और मेरा मन अलग अलग है? थोड़ा आप सोचेंगे तो यस, माइक दो.
If we consider mind, then first we'll consider soul. It has been traveling through different bodies and it has been accumulating those past karmas or whatever. So through that, that also comes through, we can say, mind only now, because we are forced by the mind to sometimes act in such a way. It becomes our
I'm
nature.
asking, correct. What you're
Swabhav.
telling is the wonderful principle told in Shastra. Very nice. But I'm asking, do you have an experience?
Yes, bro.
What?
Because most of the times we have some sort of intelligence to distinguish between what is right and wrong, but still we get pulled towards that particular thing in spite of not being able to practice it or
So, okay.
control it.
Something else is controlling. Okay, very nice. Any other example by which, say, suppose some new person is sitting. How will you explain that you're not this body?
Like we always say, this is my hand, my eyes, my head. I'm differentiating me from my.
That's that way we always usually use the words. Another very powerful experience everyone has is dreams. सबको होता है ना सपना. सपने में क्या होता है? हम वहीं पे लेटे रहते हैं और किसी और चीजें, किसी और कार्य करते हैं हम, और ऐसा लगता है कि मैं ही कर रहा हूं, है कि नहीं? Body is there only. So we left that body and something else was our identity and action, is it not? That's meant mind. Actually, mind is active in. So I am different from mind. This much body and mind are different. ये समझ आता है ना? तो ऐसे शास्त्रों में वर्णन है कि even the consciousness is very different than even mind also. Bhagavatam describes like this. One can go on using one's fine understanding. So I, mind and body are different, but in case of Lord, it is not the case. It is not the case. Like Krishna says, man mana. Man mana bhava madbhakt. So aapke man, you use your mind, you engage your mind in me. Sometimes people wrongly interpret as Krishna. What Krishna is telling is, you think about him, but actually he is not the body. He is something different than the body. Mayavadis interpret like there is difference between his mind, his body, and himself. Actually, he is Nirakar. Yes. Just, अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? So जो भी है ऐसे they describe, but there is no difference between his body, mind, and his self. You know, that's again and again stressed here. Yes, Prabhu. Correct. Consciousness is actually coming from soul. Consciousness is a symptom of soul. If soul is not there, then consciousness is not there. Okay. So, and then there is mind. Mind is like the next covering, which is uh, through which consciousness is perceived. For example, uh, I can see something here. Okay. I say, suppose I see a white paper. I put a different specs and then I see the color of paper different. It is like that. The vision is from my eyes, like the consciousness is from soul. What covered was mind. So the mind has some coloring and I see like that. Understand? So mind has material experiences, material identities stored within it. Consciousness through, now the vision becomes what I see that thing as, I see it as red now. Because I have worn that glass. I have taken that mind's covering on my vision. सोल के ऊपर माइंड आके बैठ गया या सटल बॉडी, तो वो विजन मटेरियल हो जाता है और उसके ऊपर एक और आवृत्ति आता है वो ग्रॉस बॉडी का. सो रिपीटेड awarenas are there which actually pollute the conscious. So the consciousness is originally, Prabhupada, that's why he called Krishna conscious. For consciousness originally is pure and spiritual, but it has become polluted because of the coverings. Okay. सोल से कॉन्शियसनेस आता है. जैसे सोल से ये कॉन्शियसनेस इज लाइक, सोल इज वेयर इट इज सिचुएटेड इन द रीजन ऑफ हार्ट. वहां से its presence is perceived because there is energy which is conscious. Consciousness is spread throughout the body. Throughout the body consciousness is spread. Okay. So consciousness is something which is integral to soul only. समझे? हाँ. तो सोल के ऊपर फर्स्ट कवरिंग इज ईगो. उसके बाद क्या है? हाँ, इंटेलिजेंस, माइंड, देन द ईथर, देन कम्स देन एयर, sky, air, then fire, water, earth. Ether and sky are same in one, akasha tattva. So they are there like that. That's the covering. हाँ, बॉडी में फायर एलिमेंट है. ऐसे डिस्टिंक्ट कवरिंग ऐसा नहीं. दे आर ऑल लाइक हाउ मच द ग्रॉस दे बिकम एज दे गो आउट, लाइक दैट. सो द सोल के ऊपर सटल बॉडी का कवरिंग है. सटल बॉडी इज मेड अप ऑफ दोस थ्री, खम, मनो, बुद्धिर, अहंकार, and the gross body which is made up of those elements in different proportion. ऐसा नहीं कि अंदर ये है अंदर उसके बाहर है, ऐसा नहीं लिया जाता. Vata Pitta is also formation from those 5 elements only. Kapha, it's more of water. Pitta is more of fire. Like that. Anyway, so we were talking Akayam and Avranam. Avranam, what means? Sorry. Asnaviram means what? Asnaviram. Without veins. So the description of the Supreme Person is he doesn't have nas. मतलब? His body is spiritual. Akayam means, literally it means no body. Asnaviram means no veins. So if Akayam is told, what is the need of telling Asnaviram? It is only to show that he has a kaya which is not having veins. This logic should be seen clearly and understood. That we saw next time. Again, we saw Shukram also last time. This was the last thing we saw before. Shukram means power, omnipotent, potency or power. In two senses, we had seen how Lord can do anything with any of his limbs, and how Lord can convert matter into spirit, spirit into matter. Okay, we had seen here. So today we will continue from the fourth quality. The quality's name is Yatha Tathyatah Arthan Vyadadhat. So do not get worried about the long Sanskrit word. It is basically, in simple words, it means whatever a jiva desires and deserves, that God provides. Like we say, no? Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetanam, Eko Bahunam, Yo Vidadhati Kaman. जो जीव इच्छा करता है उसको वो ईश्वर प्रदान करते हैं. व्यदधात मीन्स प्रदान करना. याथा तथा, यथा तथा इन हिंदी. जैसे वे डिजायर करते हैं वैसे भगवान प्रदान करते. सही, simple, similar, simple words. So what does it mean? God is someone who provides for jivas. Does it mean that he's like, this concept is so strong that so many times other religions talk about God as someone who provides us. Oh God, give us our daily bread. Famous prayer in Bible. Daily bread. Or, that's a very first understanding of God, someone who provides our daily necessities. Pray God, thank God, love God, because he's providing us so many things. Some sense of gratitude comes, is it not? So yes, God is the one who provides our needs. Is it that he's just like a order carrier? जैसे होटल में जाते हैं तो ऑर्डर लगाते हैं और देते हैं, ऐसे है क्या? Is he like a cosmic waiter? That word is used, cosmic waiter. No. Lord is free. He can choose what he wants to give. He can deny also Jiva's requests. This is where the crux comes. He is not bound, आपको देना ही होगा, ऐसा नहीं है. तो देना ही होगा, ऐसा आप भगवान को कंपल्शन नहीं कर सकते. तो उसका वर्णन यहाँ पे. Read it in this mantra. Who has the mic? Read.
In this mantra, as well as in many other Vedic mantras, it is clearly stated that the Lord has been supplying goods to the living entities from time immemorial. A living being desires something, and the Lord supplies the object of that desire in proportion of one's qualification.
See this, in proportion to one's qualification. Okay, so he sees something in the jiva. Jiva may desire many things. Like today, I can desire, I want to become a famous cricketer, विराट कोहली. सचिन तेंदुलकर का याद आता है. विराट कोहली, हाँ, पकड़ा पकड़ा कल बैट और बोल रहा है आज कोहली बन जाओ. What is your qualification? Is it not? Or today I sit and say, I will now, I want to earn a package of 2 lakhs per month. कैसे होगा? You have to earn that qualification. First of all, complete the degree, excel in your things, and then show your experience, and then deserve it. Okay, then company hires you, right? Like that. So the point is, everywhere, 2 things are there: desire and deserve. क्या अपना इच्छा है और क्या योग्यता भी है, इसको देखते हैं. जो जीव सामान्य रूप में देखा जाए तो दिस इज अ क्राइटेरियन. व्हाट इज इट? व्हाट ही हैज डिजायर एंड व्हाट ही डिजर्व्स. डिजर्व मतलब क्या है? उसका कर्म, उसका कर्म के अनुरूप उसको क्या अर्हता है. लाइक जीवा में डिजायर दैट आई वांट टू become the richest person in the, say Pune. But if he doesn't have that karma only by past reactions, he will not be getting. You get it? So is it that one may wonder, oh, that means you are simply saying God is not bound by desire of jiva. You are telling he is bound by karma. वही हो गई बात। समझ आ रहा है? समझ आ रहा है? मतलब क्या है भगवान, ओके, अगर मैं इच्छा कर रहा हूं और मेरे कर्म में है तो उन्हें देना ही पड़ेगा, ऐसे भी बोल सकते हैं ना कोई। तो इसमें क्या है भगवान का स्पेशल रोल? ये क्या हो गई? वो भगवान की जगह पे कोई किसी और को एक एआई मशीन को लगा दिया तो हो गया ना। वन हु कैन प्रोसेस past accounts, what you deserve. Chat GPT tell. And then, okay, your desire is this. Okay. Yes. You can't have this, but you can have this much. ज्योतिषी लोग वगैरह यही करते हैं। हाँ? तो पॉइंट ये है कि तो ये ऐसे ही हो गया ना। ये एक सिद्धांत है जिसको बोलते हैं कर्म मीमांसा, कर्म सिद्धांत बेसिकली। कर्म करो, कर्म ही परम है। हाँ? इसमें डाल दो दरिया मतलब। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ। So they say there is, you don't need to think about God. Actually, God is not necessary only. What is necessary? Do good, and you will anyway get good things. This is one Siddhanta told by some Vedic sages. Uh, Jaimini was one great rishi. He is not Jain, Jaimini अलग है। तो कर्म के बारे में ज्यादा एम्फोसिस। पर क्या यह है कि बात, तो भगवान तो केवल बस कर्म को फुलफिल करने वाले हैं क्या? सामान्य जीवों के लिए ये नियम है। क्या है? कर्म के अनुरूप उनको चीजें मिलेंगे, बस उनके जीवन में कुछ अलग चीजें होंगे ही नहीं। हाँ, जो उन्होंने किया उसको वो उनको भुगतना पड़ेगा। अच्छा किया, बुरा किया, they will have to reap the reactions of past. But God actually is more powerful than this, but he is disinterested to do all this kind of क्या देना है क्या नहीं देना है, ऐसा नहीं करते भगवान। भगवान is not involved personally in maintaining this material world. He does it through material energy, and that material energy follows this law of karma. So when we see in life karma, no, इनको ये मिल गया, हाँ इनके इनके कर्म में ये था, कुंडली में ये था, जो भी बोलते हैं, या फिर इनको मिलना ही था ऐसा। तो क्या है वो इट्स जस्ट हैपनिंग बाय मटेरियल नेचर। भौतिक प्रकृति इज जस्ट गिविंग द रिजल्ट्स। नाउ if someone takes to devotional service, the whole game little is changed. क्या हो जाता है तब? भौतिक प्रकृति के ऊपर जो ईश्वर है, परमात्मा है, जो एक्चुअली कृष्ण है, वे उस भक्त के जीवन में हस्तक्षेप करेंगे। He will tell, थोड़ा साइड हो जाइए, ये मेरा पर्सन है, मैं इसका जीवन में कर्म के फल भी क्यों ना हो मैं देखूंगा उसको। तो अगर इस जीव को कुछ सिखाना है तो मैं उसको सिखाने के लिए कर्म के फल भी दूंगा। पर कौन दे रहे? भगवान। अगर जीव इच्छा कर रहा है कि मुझे कुछ करना है और वो भक्ति के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, तो भगवान बोलेंगे अच्छा नहीं है तुझे, उसको मन के अंदर से ये आवाज देंगे, भक्तों के मुंह से भी बुलवाएंगे। हाँ? फिर भी वो करना चाहते, तो भगवान उसके रास्ते में काफी सारे ऑब्स्टेकल्स भी डालेंगे, और फिर भी वो करने को इतना ये कर रहा है। तो भगवान ठीक है थोड़ा मार भी देंगे बाद में। भगवान कुछ चीजें ऐसे एडजस्ट करेंगे उसके जीवन में ताकि वो हमेशा भक्ति के लिए अनुकूल रहे। दैट्स द पॉइंट। सो फॉर नॉर्मल जीवास, हाउ गॉड does this principle of fulfilling the needs of jivas? Through material energy, according to the laws of what laws? Karma or material nature, whatever. Huh? But when one becomes a devotee, then Krishna involves personally, and then he charge of that devotee's life, and he provides what is necessary for his progress. Okay. So this is a very important consideration. So the qualification is, here is interesting. Prabhupada now talks about some good example. Can you read from here? If a man wants to be.
If a man wants to be a high court judge, and he must acquire not only the necessary qualifications but also the consent of the authority who can award the title of high court judge.
Hmm.
The qualifications in themselves are insufficient for one to occupy the post. If it must be awarded by some superior authority.
देखिए, very interesting thing. It is not enough that you just you studied and you passed exam. No, no. You have to be approved by an authority. You have to be approved by an authority. So you may have a necessary qualification, yogyata in your karmic account. You may desire what you are according to the karmic account. Still, who has to provide? Some person has to provide it. That is bhautik prakriti. So without that person, even if you have the karma, you will not get what you desire. Just like you may have studied law. Unless you practice under a person and you get his sanction. Yes, this person, so and so, he is practicing. Now I approve him, he can become what they call next practicing lawyer, junior lawyer, advocate, something like that. Whatever. Or even in medicine also it goes like that. House surgeonship and like that. Many places it works like that. You need to get a recommendation of or a sanction of a superior authority, like that. Is this clear? So this is the principle. So similarly, the Lord awards, read this similarly.
Similarly, the Lord awards enjoyment to living entities in proportion of their qualifications. But good qualification in themselves are not sufficient to enable one to receive awards. The mercy of the Lord is also required.
For a normal jiva who has not taken to devotional service, the mercy of Lord is nothing but sanctioned by prakriti, sanctioned by the material energy, because Lord is not involved there. Karma and that one, it works like that. When one starts to practice devotion, then Lord comes into picture. So ordinarily, living entity asks for something related to this world, and according to his past qualification, material energy fulfills it. So one should know what actually to desire. You know that famous thing. A person may be so qualified, very, very rich, but if you go and ask him so small thing, say, I'm a chocolate chili. It's like insulting that person. Is it not? He will feel, अरे क्या पूछना है तो क्या पूछना है आप? कैसे क्या किस चीजों को पूछ रहे हैं आप? Is it not? So one should know what to pray to God. If we pray for some material benefit and all, it is practically not understanding the power of that person only. What he can give. He can put an end to your suffering all time, but you are asking, no, you give me happiness in this world, temporary happiness. So that is very, very condemned, in fact. So that's why one should develop what is called spiritual intelligence. Material intelligence means to pray for something matter. वो हर बार बदलती रहती है, मुझे ये चाहिए आज, कल वो चाहिए, परसों ये, अलग अलग चीजें पूछते रहते हैं कि नहीं? तो उससे अच्छा है कि ऐसे परमानेंट सोल्यूशन, रूट सोल्यूशन को पूछो. नीचे पढ़िए. दिस मंथ सॉरी ये पढ़िए. द लॉर्ड रिवॉर्ड्स
The Lord rewards the living entities just in pursuance of their desires.
Yeah.
If a living being want to go to hell, the Lord allows him to go to do so without interference. And if he wants to go back home, back to Godhead, the Lord helps him.
See, there are two very clear mentalities which are both not right. One mentality is to say everything depends on my strength. Forget about this karma, forget about Paramatma, God. Hard work is the only thing. That is 99%, 100% वही है ना? ऐसे बोलना. दूसरा है, अरे क्या करे या ना करे, अगर जब तक उनका सैंक्शन नहीं होता, क्या Not a grass can move without his sanction. So actually the thing which can fulfill or give success is God's success, God's mercy. है ना? पूर्ण रूप में ये दैववाद बोलते हैं इसको, हाँ? दैव के ऊपर आश्रित वही. Actually, this is extreme. One extreme is you think your efforts are the only reasons for your success. Another extreme is only mercy, no effort. Actually, in fact, you need not do any effort. They say like that. Whether you do or not, or you do even wrong thing, or you don't do, it doesn't matter. What is matters is mercy of that God. Both are actually extremes, and they are not the right answer. What is necessary is both. There should be an effort, but you should understand above and all that effort in is necessary the mercy of God. है ना? Oh, that famous principle we say, huh? अपना प्रयास भगवान का कृपा. Two fingers. Same principle. Rama. 2 fingers. So that is something one should keep in mind. Bhagavatam talks about it a lot. So one should desire the right thing, first of all, not material, spiritual benefits. Secondly, one should endeavor very sincerely, honestly for that, not become very passive or doesn't put effort or become lazy. No, one should show how much he wants that by his efforts. जैसे वो एग्जाम्पल सुनते हैं ना, वो छोटा स्पैरो था, पानी ड्राई करा रहा था, है ना? हाँ, सुना आपने? भगवत गीता में प्रभुपाद लिखते हैं स्टोरी, how that sparrow dares to challenge the ocean only to dry up the ocean. No? So it knew that it cannot do, but it was so strong in its desire and determination that it wanted to do, and that attracts the great powers. That is, Garuda comes there. Is it? So one should put efforts, but know that my efforts are only expressing my desire to God. Like every day morning, we get up, we chant holy names of Lord. We want to render service to God. This is all expressing our desire. But in ourselves, we cannot think, oh, this is what will be giving me perfection. No, no. Ultimately, we need mercy of Lord. Is it not? So this understanding is very important. It's applicable in everything. For normal conditioned souls, the mercy is nothing but sanction of Paramatma in that sense. Like that. So that is the fourth quality. Fourth quality is nothing but Lord provides the necessities of Jiva. Yatha tathyataha arthan vyadadat. That's the name. Okay. How many qualities happen quickly? Name it. Name them. Akayam, Asnaviram, उसमें तो साथ में, हाँ, और शुक्रम, very right. Then this one. Yatha tathyataha. जैसे वैसे, यथा तथा, अर्थान व्यदधात. Okay. Next, fifth one. Paribhu. Paribhu. Read. God is described. वे भी पढ़ना चाहेंगे पीछे और भी. Read.
God is described here as Paribhu, the greatest of all. No one is greater than or equal to him. Other living beings are described here as beggars who ask goods from the Lord. The Lord supplies the things the living entities desire. If the entities were equal to the Lord in potency, if they were omnipotent and omniscient.
Yes. What is the difference? Omnipotent, omniscient. Any of you know difference? Omni मतलब पूरा. Omni गाड़ी भी ऐसी था. Omni मतलब सभी जगह. Omnipotent मतलब जिनका पावर्स सभी जगह है, जो सबसे बड़े स्ट्रांग है. Omnipotent. Omniscient मतलब क्या है? Omniscient मतलब knowledge. He is aware of everything. He knows everything. Omnipotent matlab he has all the powers. Omniscient matlab he knows everything. Omnipresent matlab he is present everywhere. ये क्रिश्चियन टर्म्स है, बहुत फेमस हो गए थे उस समय. So you see, can you continue? If they were omnipotent,
Omnipotent and omniscient, there would be no question of their begging from the Lord, even for so-called liberation.
this is interesting. See, what is essentially told is परिभू मतलब भगवान इतने महान है. The word is used greater. Great is the greatest. इतने महान है कि सभी, चाहे कितना भी व्यक्ति इस जगत में बड़ा हो जाए, फिर भी वो इस महान व्यक्ति जो है भगवान, उन पे आश्रित होना चाहिए. Lord is the one who grants everything to jivas. Actually, jivas are like beggars. The word is used here, beggars. They have to beg from Lord. Yachana, याचक. जीवास आर कॉल्ड याचकस. याचक मतलब जो मांगते हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि हमारे मांगे पूरी करी, ऐसा ऑर्डर का जैसे नहीं, बट हम उन पे निर्भर है. अगर वे नहीं देंगे तो हम क्या कर पाएंगे, कर नहीं पाएंगे. सो that shows that God is greatest. He is the greatest person. In fact, liberation also is something which He gives. Whatever we need in life, everything He gives. Be it wealth, be it prosperity, be it peace, be it even moksha. Suffering is when we don't go towards Him. So that is given by Him. So that is the quality paribhu. कितने हो गए? Akayam, अस्नाविरम, शुक्रम, याथा तथ्यतः अर्थान व्यदधात. ठीक है, ओके. पांचवा परिब. अभी छठा और सातवां स्वयंभू एंड अवृणम. दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग. स्वयंभू आप पढ़ेंगे.
Only the Supreme Lord is self-sufficient.
स्वयंभू. भू मतलब जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, ये शब्द बहुत फेमस है. स्वयंभू भगवान, स्वयंभू भगवान, स्वयंभू मूर्ति है. यहाँ पे बोलते स्वयंभू मतलब क्या है? मतलब उनके जन्म किसी और के माध्यम से नहीं हुआ, वे ऐसे ही प्रकट हो गए. स्वयंभू है ना. स्वयंभू भगवान है इधर. नरसिंहदेव स्वयंभू है इधर. नरसिंहदेव का ब्रह्मा जी को स्वयंभू क्यों बोला जाता है, बोलिए आप. हाँ हाँ, क्यों? पूछ. हाँ हाँ, एक्सप्लेन करो. करेक्ट, बोलो थोड़ा और. दैट्स द पॉइंट. You can pat yourself. So God did not need another woman to produce Brahma. That's the speciality in Brahma's birth. That's why it's called Swayambhu. He is very special in that sense. He came from God only directly. That's it. No woman was, no Prakriti's help. For all other jivas, God does show that. Last yesterday I was telling Shambhu, जो glands है, प्रकृति है, उनके अंदर जीव उनका गर्भस्थ करते हैं उनको. But for Brahmaji it was different. So Swayambhu, actually this name refers to Lord Himself. Lord is there without any parent. नरसिंहदेव का कोई parent है? एक्चुअली तत्वतः देखे तो भगवान का कोई पेरेंट हो ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि वे हमेशा के लिए है और वे किसी ऊपर निर्भर नहीं है. सो द वर्ड यूज्ड इज सेल्फ सफिशिएंट. स्वयं भू, स्वयं पे वे निर्भर. आत्मनिर्भर. बहुत फेमस वर्ड है. कंटिन्यू.
When Lord Krishna appeared on earth 5,000 years ago, he displayed his full manifestation as the personality of Godhead through his various activities.
Yes.
In his childhood, he killed many powerful demons such as Aghasura, Bakasura, and Shaktasura, and there was no question of his having acquired such power through any extraneous endeavors. He left Govardhan hills he lifted Govardhan hills without ever practicing
weightlifting. So, what examples Prabhupada is giving to show how God is self-sufficient? What examples Prabhupada is giving? He lifted Govardhan, he killed all asuras right from the very birth. Is it not? It goes to show that how he is not dependent on some exercises, some siddhis, some, you understand? Tapasya. ऐसा नहीं कि भगवान ध्यान करना. जो लोग आजकल बोलते हैं आप ध्यान करो और आप बन जाओगे देव. हाँ? या भगवान ऐसे एक बहुत फेमस योगिक पाथ है. हाँ? एक बहुत बड़ा spiritual organization tells that if you do this jnana and dhyan, and you can become devata. In fact, you can become God also. They say it. Very many are there. Om Shanti is one. That at least I know. He is telling some other name also. Maybe I don't know. So the point is, they tell it very clearly. They tell, okay, you can become a devata in next life. You can become, in fact, you do more sadhana, jnana, and you become higher and higher devatas. Like that they say. हाँ वो उनका आप देखोगे तो वो ऐसे है उनका चित्र भी मेरे को याद है वो ऐसे ऐसा gradation of jivas then last you can even become the highest also they say for that but point is God was not someone who became God one day. God never became. God is always God. You can never become God and God is always God. That means that God is one only. Huh? So Swayambhu. Swayambhu matlab self-sufficient.
Prabhuji, when we talk about Brahma, we say he's Swayambhu. He's coming from the navel of the Lord himself. But then it is also said that Brahmaji is also change. Brahmas also change. And then if someone does some good amount of tapasya and then he can be located in that position. So how can we understand that?
See, when we call Brahma as Swayambhu, what is the meaning? That it is showing that Brahma came directly from father alone. There was no necessity of a woman mother for his birth. That is the meaning of Swayambhu for Brahma. But here the original meaning of Swayambhu is self-sufficient. That is, he doesn't in fact take birth only. Forget about one parent. He doesn't even take birth only. He's always God. Right from the, even if you consider time, there is no time in spiritual world in that sense. It's not that one point of time God became God. No, God is always God. Even if you consider when God comes to this world, still on the very first day when he appears in this world, he is God. Prabhupada is showing examples. So in all these relative senses also one can understand. So your question was that how it is told that Brahma's change. So Brahma's changing, there is a criteria who can become Brahma. By very high piety, one can become Brahma. It is told Shata Janma Puman Varnashrama Acharava. For 100 lifetimes, if one practices Varnashrama very perfectly, he becomes Brahma, it's told. It's told in Bhagavatam. Similarly, for 100 yajnas he becomes Indra. Like that it is described. But the point is, that's a post. And every time in a Vishwa, in a Brahmanda, how does Lord make Brahma born? From his own body. Every time the Jiva may change. Who has to take the role of Brahma? Or in other Brahmandas, alag-alag Brahma hai. पर हर ब्रह्मा जी का बर्थ कैसा होता है? भगवान से डायरेक्टली. उस सेंस में ब्रह्मा को स्वयंभू कहा है. बस ब्रह्मा को स्वयंभू, इसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि वे इंडिपेंडेंट है, नहीं.
जी मैंने ऐसा भी सुना है कि जो हमारा जीवा का फर्स्ट बर्थ जो रहता है वो ब्रह्मा का ही होता है. मतलब स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से व्हेन इज डिसेंडिंग तो फर्स्ट जन्म उसका ब्रह्मा
मैंने
होता है.
भी सुना है, बट मैंने एग्जैक्ट प्रमाण देखा नहीं. Okay, what is the question based on that?
No, I was just asking you, is it really?
Yeah, that I have heard, but I have not read actually in Shastri. I have also heard that. I don't know, honestly. Possible. Any jiva can become Brahma. There is no kind of compulsion. I don't know the first life and all that. I cannot say.
यार
anything about it.
गुरुजी ने जैसे कहा तो उसका मतलब ब्रह्मा का फॉल डाउन हुआ.
वही तो
फिर-
वो पूरा वो इसलिए वो उस पे मैंने सुना नहीं, इसलिए I did not progress that thinking. I have not read any pramana for it. Okay. So how is Lord Swayambhu? How do you explain the quality Swayambhu? What does it mean? Any proof, for example? I know that. Killed all asuras right from the birth. Lifted Govardhan head without weight lifting. Did not enroll in whatever gym. Yeah, all that. So many things. Now the next quality is more interesting. Avranam. Vrana. Vrana matlab some defect, some bad thing. Vrana. मतलब जो फोड़ होता है ना, फोड़ पस होता है ना, उसको व्रण कहते हैं, व्रण. So here what it means is defect or a blemish. Have you heard this word blemish? मतलब कुछ तो उसके उस व्यक्ति के जीवन में कुछ तो ऐसे खोट, दोष, कुछ तो उसने गलती की. बट यहाँ पे अव्रण कहा गया है, मतलब अपोजिट है. मतलब भगवान वो है जिनमें कुछ ऐसे ब्लेमिश नहीं. ब्लेमिश मतलब फिट टू बी ब्लेम्ड. जैसे इस जगत में जितना भी बड़ा वो व्यक्ति, उसमें कुछ तो जीवन में खोट रहता है ना. सोचो किसी के बारे में, अगर मंडेन वर्ल्ड, फेमस पॉलिटिशियन, पैट्रियट, नेशनल लीडर्स, yeah, everyone has something, something quote in there, right? Take examples you only think, but God is not one who has any blemish. Now, अरे आप ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हो? क्योंकि भगवान ने ऐसे कुछ किया जो लोग हमेशा उनके ऊपर उंगली दिखाते हैं. चोरी करता. Next, read it.
Lord Ramachandra, that time they speak so much ill about Lord Ramachandra. And another misconception that they have is he's not the Lord. He is just an ordinary human being who came. But okay, his position might be very much greater than us, but not like that. I mean, these things are there now. So then how can we take this? In this material world, these things are happening. So then this statement itself becomes contradictory. No?
This statement is describing character of
The
that
Lord.
supreme.
Yes.
Yes.
But he
Now you
cannot
talked about
be,
Ramachandra. So what is the connection? Ramachandra had some.
I mean, Lord Ramachandra throughout, he did not like show that he is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Correct.
He always showed that he is
Yes.
just a human being and trying to fulfill his duties. So like that in that way, but just because he did not show up his divine qualities of the supreme, uh, we have people in this age or in this world, uh, they somewhere or the other misinterpret it.
See, misinterpreting is because that person doesn't have understanding of that person.
And in
But if you see the life of the name you're taking, Sri Ramachandra, his life, if one studies properly, there is no difference.
Yes.
Those who don't have knowledge about Ramachandra, they may speak ill. That's different. We don't consider that only. That's a false statement.
Yes.
But did something defect happened in the life of supreme person? No. No. Like you took an example of a politician before. Did he do anything wrong in his life? You can see factually he did wrong. Some part of life he did something wrong. Everyone actually does in this world. So in that sense, everyone in this world has a defect, has some lapse or defect. But God is the only one who doesn't have defects. By his actions, by his mind also.
So
By his
is
words.
it just because our
So
ego?
the nature of world is that there are people who will speak, who are envious, who will speak against.
Exactly.
That's the nature of world.
So it is only
That's the
limited to
nature of
this world.
material world, yes. But you talk to honest people who are, yes, they will understand, yes, this person did not had any blemish. So like, okay. So what we are talking here is which quality? Avranam. Vrana matlab kya bola humne? Blemish, or in other word, it's also called reproach. The word used is reproach. You see the word two-word meaning. Prabhupada uses the word reproach. Huh? So, Krishna, he did this activity, very famous, misunderstood activity. Continue reading. He danced with.
He danced with the gopis without social restriction and without reproach. Although the gopis approached him with a paramour feelings of love, the relationship between the gopis and the Lord was worshipped even by Lord Chaitanya, who was a strict sannyasi and a rigid follower of disciplinary regulation.
So, the people who find some problem here of Lord dancing with gopis, actually they don't know what is the actual fact. Otherwise, why will someone so strict, someone so sense controlled, a great sannyasi like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Shukadev Goswami or many like that, why will they so much meditate on that Leela? Why will they do it? That itself shows that, yeah, that Leela is actually without any material defect or material, all that
Correct.
blemish or avranam. So Lord's qualities are parama pavitra. They are all very pure. There is no defect or blemish. Avranam. Actually, this quality could be, you will see, read again and again in Bhagavad Gita too. In Bhagavatam, it is so much described. But here it's just told in brief. Okay. So which else quality? We saw 5 earlier, no? Now 2 more, Swayambhu and Avranam. Total became. Take mic. Yeah. He was telling about
Yesterday he
Brahma.
put some light. Yeah,
Ah.
Brahma also, and around this also with
Ah.
gopis he did Ras Leela, but then means he was directly saying that
Ah.
sab murkh hai, they don't have the right
Correct.
understanding and
Correct.
all. So he
So-
put some light on.
So ignorant person speaking about perfect person in a wrong sense, what is the value there? How can you consider his word to be worthy? That will not consider. But you see what is the actual fact. Then you understand. In fact, just one point I'll mention. After the Samudra Manthan Leela, at one point in the Samudra Manthan, Lakshmi Devi comes. Her name is Rama Devi. She comes and she is actually having garland in her hand. She wants to accept someone as her husband. She's looking around who is there. So many rishis are there, so many devatas are there. Everyone she's thinking who is fit, who is fit. There are some greatly powerful people who are attached to this world. There are some greatly renounced people who are, very rude in their behavior. They are very, they become angry. There are some people who are mokshakamis, who want mukti, and they are not very much careful or considerate about others. So she sees everyone's character and she sees, oh, this person has this trait, this person has this trait, this person has this. Like that, she keeps going. And at the end, she comes to Narayana and she says, yeah, this person actually, he has no defect. But one problem is, he is not attached to me. He is not attached to me. He is self-sufficient. But I want to take his shelter. And then she goes and puts the garment. That also shows this quality of avranam comes more there. Anyway, that was a side point. So many, how many qualities have meant? 7. So last 2 qualities in this last paragraph. Shuddham and apapa vidham. So total 11 qualities were there in the shloka. Prabhupada describes 9 in the purport. Okay, 2 are not very important. He doesn't highlight them much. Out of the 9, akayam, asnaviram, remember them. And next 2 important are these 2 for your exams. Okay, I'm just bringing it a little more focused for you. Shuddham, apapa vidham. Very interesting quality. Shuddha matlab pure. How will we know something is pure? The quality that something is pure, how it is assessed is, if something impure comes in touch with it, it should become pure. Become pure. That impure thing should become pure. Same example, sun. Example is called sun. सूरज पूर्ण पवित्र है. गंगा, वही सोच रहे थे आप? Cow, yes, cow. Ganga. They make like Ganga, like cow. He told example. You put cow dung, the place becomes pure. Huh? You bathe something with cow urine, becomes pure. Milk, this is all pure. Huh? Very nice example. Holy name, Haridas Thakur, yes, Vaishnavas, they make it pure. Now, let me take a little more simpler, sun. Huh? This example is told here. Sun is pure. How? Huh? Medicine. कुछ भी गंदगी सन के नीचे रह नहीं सकता. थोड़े समय के बाद वो मतलब डीके हो जाएगा या फिर वो डिकम्पोज हो जाएगा या डिसइंटीग्रेट हो जाएगा. जो भी जगह है उसको सनलाइट शुद्ध कर देती. सनलाइट गिरते गिरते वो वहां पे गंदगी नहीं. ठीक है, आप गंगा मैया का समझ नहीं पाते हो, गाय का समझ, सन है कि नहीं. सो Prabhupada gives that example, sun. So Shuddham means pure. How do we know? What is the meaning? If some impure thing comes in contact with this object, that impure thing should become pure. That means that object is pure. It has the power of Shuddham. Now Prabhupada, he connects it into pharmaceutical term. Prabhupada is a pharmacist. No? So he says, this quality is antiseptic. What is it? Antiseptic. मतलब सेप्टिक मतलब कुछ इन्फेक्शन होके कुछ हो जाता. एंटीसेप्टिक मतलब वो इन्फेक्शन. ये हो गए शुद्धम. दूसरा है अपाप विद्धम. ये इंटरेस्टिंग क्वालिटी है, उससे भी और शुद्धम मतलब जो इम्प्योर था वो इसके संपर्क में आ गया और शुद्ध बन गया. अभी शुद्ध हो गया, राइट. नाउ अपाप विद्धम मतलब वो जो शुद्ध हो गया है अभी वो फिर से कभी अशुद्ध नहीं बनेगा. समझ आ रहा है? No. Let's take some simple example. Then we'll come to what exactly the question. First, let us clarify this point. What is apapaviddham? Once it has become pure, it will not again fall into impurity. Huh? Prabhupada gives what example? He gives example of another type of medicine called prophylactic. मतलब क्या वो बूस्टर क्या क्या था ये वैक्सीन. वो कौन सा वैक्सीन था वो जो हम आगे नहीं वो कोविड था. उसको क्या बोलते थे हम? इम्यूनिटी वैक्सीन ना. नहीं जो आगे मुझे कोविड नहीं आना चाहिए बोल के वैक्सीन लेते हैं ना उसको. अरे कोविड सही है. उसको क्या बोलते हैं आप? मतलब आगे मुझे इन्फेक्शन नहीं होना है इसलिए मैं अभी ले लेता हूँ. बूस्टर ही बोलते हैं. You all understood the principle, like जब बच्चा छोटा रहता है तो तब पोलियो वैक्सीन देते हैं. हाँ, कुछ टीबी वैक्सीन देते हैं. हाँ, ऐसे कई सारे देते हैं. देखो दिखा भी दे रहे हो. हाँ, प्रिवेंटिव मेडिसिन इट्स कॉल्ड. प्रिवेंटिव डोज. वन इज कॉल्ड क्यूरेटिव. क्यूरेटिव मतलब हो गया अभी इन्फेक्शन तो क्योर करना है, वो है क्यूरेटिव मेडिसिन. अनदर इज प्रिवेंटिव. प्रिवेंटिव मेडिसिन में आगे नहीं आना चाहिए बाबा, इसीलिए प्रिवेंट. तो इसको प्रोफिलैक्टिक बोलते हैं मेडिकल टर्म में. सो प्रॉपर यूजेस दैट टर्म. सो व्हिच क्वालिटी इज इट इंडिकेटिंग? अपापविद्धम. व्हाट इज अपापविद्धम? टेल इन वन सेंटेंस. Impure. So by devotional service, if one has become pure fully, he will never again become impure. Getting? Yad gatva nanivar. No, not a problem. But the point, the principle you're getting, we will read this one paragraph and then we'll take, because um, we'll complete this. This is the last. So Shuddham means
Pure. Whatever comes in contact becomes pure.
become pure. Apapaviddham means,
Whatever has become pure cannot become impure.
yeah, it will always remain pure. No impurity can touch it. No impurity can affect it. That's why apapa viddham. विद्धा मतलब पियर्स करना, इंजेक्शन जैसे, वो कोई भी पाप उनको छू नहीं सकता, उसका मीनिंग अपाप विद्धम. पढ़िए आप, टू कंफर्म दैट लॉर्ड इज,
To confirm that the Lord is always pure
so
and
you see this word pure is shuddham, okay, and uncontaminated, this is used for apapa viddham. See, you are asked, actually the question on explain these terms, shuddham, apapa viddham, akayam, asnaviram. ऐसे शब्द हैं आपको क्वेश्चन बैंक में. हाँ, इसीलिए मैं थोड़ा टाइम देके दिखा रहा हूँ. ठीक है, तो शुद्धम मीन्स, यस, वर्ड टू वर्ड मीनिंग देखो क्या लिखा है, प्योर. देखो वर्ड टू वर्ड मीनिंग प्योर. हाँ, एंटीसेप्टिक ब्रैकेट में यहाँ पे भी लिखे है प्रॉपर. सो अबव प्रॉपर ट्रांसलेट्स प्योर, एंड अपाप विद मीन्स अनकंटामिनेटेड. इट कैन नॉट बी कंटामिनेटेड ओनली. This quality is of Lord, and this quality is also of pure devotees. Anyone who comes in touch with pure devotee becomes pure. And once they have come in touch with pure devotees and they have become pure, they will be, no impurity can touch them, uncontaminated. Read ahead, Prabhu. Shri Ishopanishad
Shri
describes.
Ishopanishad describes him as Shuddham and Apapa Vidyam. He is antiseptic, and in the sense that even an impure thing can become purified just by touching him. The word prophylactic refers to the power of his association. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning, a devotee may appear to be Sudurachara, not well behaved, but he should be accepted as pure because he is on the right path. This is due to prophylactic nature of the Lord's association. Lord is also a Papa Vidyam because sins cannot touch him. Even if he acts in way that appears to be sinful, such actions are all good, for there is no question of his being affected by sin. Because in all circumstances, he is Shuddham, most purified. He is often compared to the sun. The sun extracts moisture from any untouchable places on the earth, yet it remains pure. In fact, it purifies obnoxious things by virtue of its centralizing powers.
Sterilizing.
Sterilizing powers.
Understand? Sterilize. वो ये
Oh,
भी करते थे ना
okay.
बहुत हम. हाँ, क्या था उसको ना?
Sanitize.
Sanitize. That's the, I forgot. If the sun,
If the sun, which is a material object, is so powerful, then we can hardly begin to imagine the purifying strength of the all powerful Lord.
Lord is the highest sanit. Should not use that word. Anyway, is the most purifying person. The purifying ability of Lord is incomparable. Actually, ये सब सुनने बाद हमें भगवान की इन गुणों से हमें, we should become inspired. Yes. No matter how much I am impure, if I come in touch with God, follow God, I can become pure. Yes. And I will never again become impure if I properly followed him. Is it not? So this shows that how bhakti, the quality of Lord and the path of bhakti, which is to approach him, is so supreme. There is no person who can say, I have sinned so much that God cannot purify me. As much as you can never say, this place is so dirty that sun cannot purify it. Like, okay. So we saw so many qualities. Let's quickly list them and let's remember them. Akaya, Asnavira, Shukra, Yatha Tathyataha Arthan Vyadadhat. Paribhu, Swayambhu, Shuddha, Apapavidha. Of course, there was Avrana also. Swayambhu and Avrana together. Well. Okay, Kavi and Manishi, they are not listed. Kavi means philosopher. You can see what exactly it means. Kavi means omniscient, I think. Manishi means philosopher. Prabhupada doesn't elaborate on them. That's okay. So let's quickly recollect. Akaya means, what does Akaya mean? We'll revise and go. Unembodied. What does it mean? One. That is explanation is important. Do not miss on that. Asnavira. Without wings. That shows what? Spiritual. Ye likhiye aap. Don't just write without wings, unembodied. Just give one sentence explanation. Shukram, all power, omnipotent. Yata tatyatah arthan vedat means he fulfills the desires. So much of description was there. Paribhu, greatest. Swayambhu, self-sufficient. Avrana, without defects or reproach. That word was used, reproach, blemish or defect. Yaad rakhiye. Shuddham, apapavidham. Shuddham, antiseptic. Apapavidham, prophylactic. Preventive medicine. You remember that. So we have seen all this description. Swayambhu. Okay, now this comes the next. We want to move to 9 mantra. Any question?
Bro, my
This
question
completes mantra 8.
was like, let's start the story from how we came in this material world. It is, if it is said that if we come in contact with the Lord, then if we are in contact with the Lord in the spiritual world itself, then we are pure only. And then if we are pure, then how can we again come back in this particular place? How can our position be degraded? And then
So, okay,
again,
let me take one by one. Okay, I'll take. So, how Jiva came to this world? It's something which Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra have so much explained. It's there are two very important views on this. Srila Prabhupada spoke both the views at both the times. One view is that because Jiva misused his independence, he came to this world. Misuse of his free will. That's the explanation given. Another explanation given is, okay, in the first explanation itself, because he wanted to enjoy separately from Lord, then Lord made this world, then the avidya, Maya Shakti influenced him. Then there was Prakshepatrika, Avaranatmika, many things are there. That's the first one. Second one is the Jiva is in ignorance from time immemorial. From time immemorial, Jiva is in ignorance. Yeah, I'm just saying that again. From time immemorial, Jiva is in ignorance. Anadi karma phale podi bhavar nava jale. So this is another view. I'm telling, this is another view. This is also very much there in the Vedas. It's there in Shastras. You can hear from great Vaishnavas also this thing. This is also there. So, so there is so much of, no, what is right, what is wrong. Actually, it is told that this particular thing is so very difficult to understand. First thing is Jiva is there in this world from, at least from many lifetimes. Whenever it has come or if it has not come, it is there from many lifetimes. It is taking birth, right, in this world. So this is agreed on. But what was that initial point? There is some multiple opinions there. It is two famous opinions. So Srila Prabhupada says, actually, instead of trying to understand what is right, what is wrong, Prabhupada says that just take an opportunity. Do not try to delve on what was that original sin. Like, in Bible, it's told that Adam ate the apple and that's when he fell. And they describe differently, So they say that the Jivas fell from that. So Prabhupada says, instead of brooding on that, which is very inconceivable at an impure state, because first of all, there is no time in spiritual world. How do you understand what time it fell on? It's too inconceivable at this point. So what Prabhupada said is, you take an opportunity which is given now to get out of the bondage. Just like someone who is drowning in the water, he will care to take the rope which is thrown at him and get out, instead of asking, hey, tell me first when did I drown, when I fell into water. So Prabhupada explains like this. Okay, so I will not go to explain each of the view or try to propose one view over other or something, because that's too complex a subject at this point. But one thing is should be very clear, that Jiva is in from millions of lifetime. Prabhupada says, is there in taking birth after birth after birth in avidya. But before that, what was there? There is a contention. So we'll not talk about that. Even Vedanta Sutra talks very much in depth about it. It's not very easily understandable. So I'll not open that discussion here. Yes.
And second one was, if the soul is pure, and if anything comes in, soul is pure. Okay. So then if anything comes in contact with that purity, because it happens to be the part and parcel of the Lord himself, and Lord is also pure, so definitely its parcel and part and parcel should also be pure only. Then if mind, intelligence and ego, all these coverings are there, they should also become pure by getting in contact with the soul. Then why?
See, what is talked there is the avarana has happened, and because Jiva misidentifies, the Jiva itself misidentifies. Though he is pure in his spiritual position, but his consciousness has become polluted. Let's not talk when it actually happened. But the point is, at this moment, it is polluted, due to which it is misidentifying. It has forgotten its actual situation. So that pure nature is not accessible for that Jiva. Like, huh? Ah, correct. Yes. So, see, misidentification actually is the first thing which happens. And after that, covering envelopes. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna bhuliya jiv bhogavancha kare, nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya dhare. Because he forgot Krishna and he wanted to enjoy separately. Bhogavancha kare. Then what happened? Nikatastha maya. Maya, that is material nature. Jhapatiya dhare, jhapat liya. Envelop kar diya. Like that. That's okay. If there are any questions, I'll take after class. Okay. I want to enter into actually the next mantra, interesting mantra. So far what we have seen two important sections of Ishopanishad. First was Ishavasya principle, 1, 2, 3. The next one was the second is understanding that Isha. Who understands? Actually, Mahabhagavat understands. That's why that section is called Vision of Mahabhagavat. That's also the main name which is given. You may see your handbooks. It is written like that. Vision of Mahabhagavat. And in mantra 8, some description of qualities also was explained. How that Isha is. Some 11 qualities. 9 of them Prabhupada has described. Now, okay, these qualities are an indication. But if one wants to know properly about that Isha, then one should approach Shastra, right? One should take what is called Vidya. One should know, one should become educated about that Isha. So how do we become educated? That Vidya section, understanding of true Vidya. That is the point of mantra 9 to 11. So mantras 9 to 11 talk about Vidya, knowledge. But it's not just knowledge. It tells many varieties of knowledge. This is very interesting. In this world, we want to know something. There are many types of knowledge in this world. Any of you can say what all types of knowledge? Broad categories. Like there is some knowledge about this world, right? How this world functions, how planets move, how these elements behave. Is it not? All this, chemistry, physics, all this, which we study. That is knowledge about this world. We call it as, any name for it? Tell properly, what is the name? Bhautik Jnana, material knowledge. Another type of knowledge which we usually find is spiritual, which is there in the Shastras. Now, one is spiritual knowledge, another is material knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is about actually knowledge of spiritual world or people there or the behavior of people who want to go there or who are there or the Supreme Lord. It's all about the other world. Of this world, material world. That is material knowledge. Now, material knowledge is also described in Shastras. Ayurveda. Anything more? Many things are there. Geography, maths, history, huh? Astrology, astronomy, huh? Mineralogy, huh? Many things. In fact, Veda means to know, and Veda is the source of all knowledge. We saw that in the very beginning of Ishopanishad, introduction to Veda means it's the source of all knowledge. है ना? हम देखे थे. So material knowledge is also there in Shastras. But there is some material knowledge which today man has grown on. You know? Many things, scientific advancement, technology, you know, all that. Like right now, some things we are using here. Huh? Is it not? Some things are, you may wonder, really man has made progress. So that is also one type of knowledge. Knowledge which is not in Shastra, but of this world. That is one category. We call that as atheistic knowledge. What is that? Atheistic. Atheistic here means Nastika. Nastika actually means that which is not from Shastra. Nastika doesn't only mean godless. Nastika means one who doesn't accept Veda is called Nastika. Vedana maniya Bauddha hoil Nastik. Chaitanya Charitamrita says. बौद्ध लोगों को नास्तिक कहा गया है. क्यों? हाँ, वेदों का वो मानते नहीं है ना. वो बुद्ध का पूजा करते हैं, ध्यान करते हैं, बहुत कुछ करते हुए, निर्वाण, हाँ, वैराग्य पालन करते हुए, हाँ, पर वे उनको क्या कहा गया टेक्निकली नास्तिक. सो नास्तिक को यहाँ पे डिरोगेटरी सेंस में नहीं, बट जस्ट एज ए टेक्निकली व्हाट इट इज. सो द फर्स्ट ब्रांच ऑफ नॉलेज इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? It is avidya. Avidya because it is knowledge about this world, and that too specifically it is not based on Vedas. So atheistic knowledge is not based on Vedas. Nastika vidya. That's another word for avidya. Okay? It's better you use this word instead of, okay, the avidya word is used actually in Shah book. That's why it's used. The second one is Vedic material knowledge. It is technically called Apara Vidya. Apara Vidya. Inferior knowledge of Vedas. Related to this world. कैसे रहना चाहिए इधर, कैसे हमें जीना चाहिए, कर्म कैसे करना चाहिए, हाँ, या फिर ये जगत कैसे काम करता है, ये चीजें कैसे काम करते हैं, हाँ? ये सब चीजें जो है, ये कौन सा विद्या है? Apara Vidya. And then there is some knowledge which is clearly about spiritual world, and surely that is from Vedas. That is called Para Vidya. So the true spiritual knowledge is only from Vedas. It's from Vedas. Now comes the interesting part. There is some knowledge which people say, yeah, this is what is spiritual knowledge, or this is what is material knowledge. But that is called as false knowledge. मतलब झूठा है. झूठ. Misunderstanding, incomplete, all that falls under which category? False knowledge or so-called knowledge. ज्ञान जैसा दिखता है, so called, तथा कथित कहते हैं ना. समझ आ रहा है? सिंपल एग्जाम्पल, किसी व्यक्ति को, जैसे मुझे अगर कोई पूछे यहाँ से आप नासिक कैसे जाएंगे, मुझे पता नहीं, एक्चुअली मुझे पता नहीं. आई विल हैव टू चेक द मैप्स. मुझे पता नहीं. मुझे पता है कैसे जाना है। हाँ, आप यहाँ से करजत जाइए। करजत? हाँ, करजत जाइए, वहां से मिलेगा आपको नासिक का रास्ता। मुझे पता ही नहीं, पर बोल रहा हूँ कि ऐसे कि मैं मुझे पता है। समझ आ रहा है? ऐसे लोग भी मिलेंगे, हाँ, जो बोलेंगे कि मुझे पता है, और वो आपको दिग्भ्रमित कर देंगे। दे विल टेक यू इन अ रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन। They don't know, or even if they know half, or the worst thing, they may know it wrongly. हाँ? ये है false knowledge, और in other words it's called so called। ऐसा विद्या जैसे बोलते हैं लोग, पर एक्चुअली वो विद्या नहीं है। समझ आ रहा है क्यों बोल रहा हूं? अभी जो आगे आएंगे ना श्लोक, इसका केवल आप ट्रांसलेशन पढ़ेंगे हम, उससे आपको ये समझ आएगा। Let me not read translation, I will show you the verses. Okay, see, the word says, verse, अंधम तमः प्रविशन्ति ये अविद्याम उपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो य उविद्यायाम रता। What it means is, जो कोई अविद्या करता है, अविद्या का पालन करता है, वो अंधकार में जाता है। अंधम तमः प्रविशन्ति, अंधकार में प्रवेश कर लेता है। कौन? अविद्या। यहाँ पे अपोस्ट्रॉफ है, मतलब ये साइलेंट है, हाँ, संधि हुआ है वहां पे। अविद्या मतलब अविद्या है। जो अविद्या का पालन करता है वो कहाँ जाता है? अंधकार में प्रवेश कर देता है। नाउ यहाँ पे नेक्स्ट लाइन इज इंटरेस्टिंग। और जो विद्या का पालन करता है ना, वो और भी अंधकार में जाता है। श्लोक ऐसा ही है, ततो भूय इव तेतम, उससे भी ज्यादा अंधकार उसको होगा जो विद्या का पालन कर रहा है। ये पहला आपको समझ आया? हाँ। अभी नेक्स्ट श्लोक देखेंगे हम, इसलिए ये बहुत पजलिंग, इसको बहुत बार अगर प्रभुपाद जी के परपट नहीं होता तो लोग इसको गलत ही समझते। और अभी इंटरेस्टिंग, यहाँ पे कुछ अलग ही मीनिंग देखिए। अन्य देवाहुर्विद्यया अन्यदाहुर अविद्यया। विद्या का पालन करने से एक चीज मिलता है, अविद्या का पालन करने से दूसरा और मिलता है। इसके पहले के श्लोक में क्या बोला था? अविद्या से क्या मिलता है प्रभु? अंधकार। और विद्या से, मतलब दोनों एक ही टाइप है ना, दोनों एक ही टाइप हो गए ना। पर यहाँ पे क्या कह रहा है? अविद्या से एक चीज मिलता है, और विद्या से अन्यदाहुर, अन्य देवा अन्यदाहुर, अलग अलग ही है उनके रिजल्ट, ऐसे कहा गया है यहाँ पे। अरे इसका अर्थ क्या है? और अभी इसका हाइट मंत्र 11 में आता है, हाँ? मंत्र 11 से तो क्या करना है भाई, मुझे क्या पालन करना है अंत में? कोई ऐसे पूछेंगे तो क्या बोलते हैं मंत्र 11? विद्याम च अविद्याम च यस्तद वेदो भयम सह। तो व्यक्ति को इसलिए विद्या और अविद्या दोनों को सीखना चाहिए। सिंपल चीज है, मैं फिर से बोलता हूं, मंत्र 9 में कहा गया अविद्या से अंधकार में जाएगा व्यक्ति, और विद्या से और अंधकार में पड़ेगा व्यक्ति। दोनों कहाँ ले जाएंगे व्यक्ति को? अंधकार में ही ले जाएंगे। ठीक है। मंत्र 10 में कहा गया, क्या कहा गया प्रभु? कोई याद दिलाइए मंत्र 10 सिंपल हिंदी में। अलग अलग दिखाएगा। और मंत्र 11 में दोनों को पालन करो बोला गया। यस तद वेदो भयम सह, आपको दोनों को सीखना है। अरे क्या है ये? है ना? तो बात यह है कि वेदों में हर शब्द का मल्टीपल मीनिंग्स होता है। समझ आ रहा है? मल्टीपल मीनिंग्स होता है। जैसे एक अलग एग्जांपल लेता हूं, संस्कृत में एक शब्द है सैंधव। सैंधव, हाँ, यस, दैट इज ऑल्सो वन मीनिंग ऑफ सैंधव। व्हाट इज इट? सेंधा नमक। एक मीनिंग क्या है सैंधव का? नमक। दूसरा मीनिंग, सैंधव मतलब जो सिंध प्रदेश का घोड़ा, घोड़ा घोड़ा, हॉर्स, आई डोंट नो घोड़ा मतलब क्या आप बोल रहे हो। गन नहीं बोल रहे आप। हाँ? घोड़ा, हाँ? सिंध प्रदेश के हॉर्सेस वर वेरी फेमस इवन ड्यूरिंग महाभारत, दे वर स्पेशली देयर, नो डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ Krishna's son Pradyumna, and their horses were from Sindh. It's described in Bhagavatam like that. So anyway, the point is Saindhava has two meanings. हाँ? अगर कुछ वर्णन आ रहा है शास्त्र में, व्यक्ति अभी प्रसाद लेने बैठा है और वो बोलता है सैंधव लाओ, इसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि घोड़े का मांस खा रहा है वो। समझ आ रहा है क्या प्रभु? समझ आया? नमक लाओ बोल रहे वो, और अभी वो बोल रहे सैंधव लाओ, और मैं वो जा रहा है युद्ध करने के लिए, तो क्या नमक थोड़ी लाएंगे आप, घोड़ा लाएंगे, ठीक है? तो शब्दों का अर्थ को संदर्भ को देख के लाना चाहिए। ऐसे जो संदर्भ का समझ ही नहीं, संस्कृति का समझ ही नहीं, और वो वेदों का ट्रांसलेशन करने जाएंगे तो ऐसे ही निकालेंगे अर्थ। सो ऐसे ही यहाँ पे मंत्र 9, 10 and 11, they have, each of them have meanings of vidya and avidya different. In the first shloka, what was the first shloka in mantra 9 telling in Hindi? Simple. हाँ, माइक में बोलो प्लीज, माइक में बोलो।
अविद्या डार्कनेस की तरफ लेके जाता है
हाँ।
और विद्या और भी गहरी डार्कनेस की तरफ लेके जाता है।
हाँ, तो ये बात थी ना। तो यहाँ पे अविद्या मतलब नास्तिक विद्या, याद है मेरा क्या टेबल में? और यहाँ पे विद्या मतलब क्या है पता है? गेस करो। फॉल्स नॉलेज। समझ आया? एक है गॉडलेस एजुकेशन, नॉट वैदिक, एंड गॉडलेस क्लियरली मटेरियल एजुकेशन। उससे आपको कुछ क्या मिलेगा? इस जगत का ही चीज मिलेगा ना, अंधकार ही मिलेगा। है कि नहीं? और सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज, फॉल्स नॉलेज। अरे इतना क्यों टेंशन है आप? ठीक है, मैं ये दिखा देता हूँ। आप हर श्लोक में, आप इसको पूरा मत देखिए, मंत्र 9, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व व्हाट आई एम स्पीकिंग। मंत्र 9 मीनिंग ऑफ अविद्या इज नेसाइंस और इग्नोरेंस। इग्नोरेंस मतलब नास्तिक विद्या, एंड हियर विद्या मीन्स सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज। फॉल्स नॉलेज मीन्स नॉट प्रॉपरली अंडरस्टूड, मिसगाइडेड नॉलेज। ये बहुत ही खतरनाक है ना। एक है अगर मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ ये साफ साफ बोलना, ये एक चीज है कि नहीं? मैं आध्यात्मिक चीजें बोल नहीं रहा हूँ, मैं भौतिक चीजें बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? वो नास्तिक विद्या, लेबल लगा दो उसके ऊपर, नो प्रॉब्लम। अगर कोई बोलता है मैं आध्यात्मिक विद्या बोल रहा हूँ, और लेके जाता है ऐसा गलत समझ पे कि भगवान निराकार है, तुम भी भगवान बन जाओ, इससे कहाँ जाएगा व्यक्ति? नरक जाएगा वो। समझ आ रहा है? सो दैट्स फार मोर डेंजरस देन नास्तिक विद्या। दैट इज मंत्र 9 मीनिंग। मंत्र 10 टेल्स अविद्या मतलब जो कुछ भी इस जगत के बारे में विद्या है वो सब अविद्या, चाहे वो नास्तिक विद्या हो या सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज, सब कुछ। और विद्या मतलब यहाँ पे स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज। तो बोला गया ना, विद्या एक दिशा पे ले जाती है और अविद्या एक दिशा पे ले जाती है। यहाँ पे विद्या का अर्थ चेंज हो गया, देखिए आप। विद्या का अर्थ क्या हो गया इधर? इसके पहले क्या था? सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज। तो जो व्यक्ति ये समझा नहीं है स्विच को, तो वो गलत ही निष्कर्ष पे पहुंचेगा, है ना? Mantra 11 is little more easier. One should know things about this world and things about spiritual world. Avidya and vidya, aparavidya and paravidya. समझे? So, like this, mantras 9 to 11 are very cryptic. समझते? Cryptic. Cryptology. क्या है? Coded. Coded. You know, it's not direct meaning. It's not very explicit in meaning. Huh? That's why one should approach a guru like Srila Prabhupada's purports. Otherwise, Upanishads have to be studied under a guru actually. The very word Upanishad matlab Upanishidati. Upa matlab nazdik, Nishidati matlab बैठना. किसके नजदीक बैठना? बुक के नजदीक बैठना नहीं. गुरु के नजदीक बैठ के उनके समक्ष बैठ के सेवा करते हुए उस भाव से इंक्विजिटिव उत्सुकता रहना चाहिए, समझने का तरस रहना चाहिए. And then he learns that. That's Upanishad. Upanishads are not direct. Okay, let's start mantra 9. Clear? Hope this introduction is clear. Huh? That's interest. From here, little more interesting things will come. Anyway, we'll see philosophically. No, करेंगे आज. Time है, जितना भी है करेंगे. अंधम तमः प्रविशन्ति ये अविद्याम उपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो या उविद्यायां रता. Translation.
Those who engage in the culture of nascent activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worst still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge.
So you see, nascent मतलब अज्ञान, nescience, ignorance, ये सब क्या है? अज्ञान, अविद्या, वो उसका अर्थ है. So those who are engaged in culture of avidya, मतलब जो अविद्या का पालन कर रहे हैं, those who are following avidya, what will they be destiny be? They will enter into region of ignorance. वो अंधकार में जाएंगे. Ignorance मतलब darkness है. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. See, Prabhupada translated. विद्या मतलब यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी क्या लगा दिया? प्रीफिक्स so called. मतलब is it perfect knowledge? No, it is a misunderstood, misguided, false. So first Prabhupada will describe what is avidya, जो जिसका पालन करने से व्यक्ति अंधकार में जाएगा, by which one will enter into darkness. Then he will describe what is so called vidya, so called knowledge, and he will describe what will be the future of person who follows that. Okay? So first what he is going to describe? Avidya. Avidya means what? Tell again.
Material knowledge.
Atheistic knowledge. Little more description. What does it mean? Atheistic mean? Yes. It is Nastik Avidya. It is material knowledge, knowledge about this world, but not from scriptures. Now, I want to ask you one question. What is so special about material knowledge in Shastra? It is anyway material, no? How is it different from any other knowledge we find outside of about this world? See, there are two things. One is material knowledge, which is not from Shastra, from modern science, research, development, advancements. And then there is material knowledge, which is coming from Shastra. Example you told, all of you. Any recollection?
Mathematics, geography, history.
All that. Many things. In the Vedas, there are Chaturdasha Vidya. It's a famous branches of knowledge, actually. So what is the difference between? Both are talking about this world. Common, no? What is so special about Vedic material knowledge? Anything special?
Yes.
What?
Material knowledge from Vedas is absolute and won't change. Means, okay, that's what I said. And an atheistic knowledge which is found in this world might change over time.
So there is always improvement or some change. In the Vedas, what is described is not changing.
Yes.
It's about this world. Okay. That's all. The source is authentic. So yes.
And the material knowledge is based on mostly on speculations.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, hence, like this, it is
Mm.
based on.
So it's always revising, changing. That is always there. Very good. Same, similar to the point what he told. Yes. You want some? What he told? Source is authentic, you told. Huh? Authentic. Yes. Yes.
As we were discussing, it is coming from that source. So it is more, we can say it is been perfectly presented, or it is
Yes.
been given as it is.
Yes.
And
So
then
very
here
good.
it is
So one
speculated.
point all of you are pointing out that the knowledge given in Shastra, be it about even this world, is far more perfect than what is about, which is from one's own investigation, research, and development. It's always changing. Like, there was atomic theory, then there was nuclear theory, then there was, quantum theory, you know, then there was wave theory. These are all different theories about from science, and they are refining, changing. So the point is, there is some credit in scientific research and development. We don't say that it's not it's useless, it's bad. No, it is not that. You should know what is its scope. उसका उसका क्षेत्र क्या है about this world. उसका method क्या है. One's own mind and intelligence, employing senses and research and all that. And it may not be perfect, but whatever one applies gets a benefit from it. It is true, na? Like all of you use phone. It's from coming from scientific advance. We are using technology. It has its benefit. We're not denying it. But it cannot say that I know everything about existence. It cannot say it. Even it is also changing. समझ आ रहा है? Now, on the other side, let's talk about Vedic material knowledge. What is it called?
Aparavidya.
Aparavidya. Please remember terms. Okay? Aparavidya. Now, Aparavidya, एक आपने अच्छा advantage point out किया कि it doesn't change. It tells exactly what it is. And if one follows, one will get result. Like Jyotishya ho, या फिर yoga ho. Yoga is, or medical science ho. Huh? Many things like that. Paka Shastra, Science Shastra, Vedic maths, all that. Another advantage is, because it is based on Vedas, it is actually slowly taking a person closer to God. Because all the descriptions there, though it is of this world, they will always tell the foundation as God in the very beginning. Be in Yoga Sutra, Ayurveda, Jyotish, everywhere, the supremacy of that Ishvara is told first. They tell that Ishvara is actually the goal. He is the one who is Dharta, Poshana Karta. He is the one to be surrendered to. And then they say, okay, now we will describe mathematics. Now we'll describe Jyotish. Now we'll describe. So they'll never hide the spiritual truth. They will tell the principle and they will describe material. तो जो सही में समझता है ओके ये सब कर रहा हूँ पर ये किसने दिया है एक्चुअली उसने दिया है अच्छा उसके बारे में और समझना है ठीक है इधर ही है देखो ये वेद का दूसरा भाग ही ये है समझ आ रहा है सो इट्स वेरी इजी फॉर ए पर्सन हु इज फॉलोइंग वैदिक मटेरियल नॉलेज टू स्लोली मूव इनटू paravidya he will never disrespect paravidya even if he doesn't have interest to follow it he will never disrespect समझ आया So this is a great advantage, is it not? Yeah, you do look to be very doubtful. This is, I'm just sharing some other thing. It is not in the book or not coming for exams. Do not get fearful. Huh? But just try to understand where is what. Like that. So now Prabhupada will describe the first type of knowledge, which is Nastika Vidya. Yes.
Can we put it in this way that Aparavidya is actually we as living entities come in this material world. So for the sustenance of our living entities, those particular knowledge is given so that
Yes.
we would be able to survive ourselves,
Yes.
maintain ourselves, and practice spirituality.
Yes.
Whereas this false knowledge
Or
would
even Nastik Vidya also.
Nastik Vidya is just for sense gratification
Correct.
and not able to go beyond that.
Good thought, right? That is true. When the Vedas, when material knowledge is described, it is with the goal to actually move towards spiritual aim. You're right. Okay, let us describe uh, Nastik. So-called education is more dangerous than less education. हाँ बोलो बोलो सही बोल रहे हो बोलो सोचो half knowledge is ठीक है आपको जब याद आएगा तब
In NVCC, one poster was stuck, Prabhupada ka, in that it was written that a grain of faith is more useful than tons of faithlessness.
It comes in one of the Prabhupada's purports. Yes, that's true. Very nice collection. Let us read this mantra.
This mantra offers a comparative study of Vidya and Avidya. Avidya or ignorance is undoubtedly dangerous, but Vidya or knowledge is even more dangerous when mistaken or misguided.
So you note this, when mistaken or misguided, then what becomes more dangerous? Knowledge is more dangerous. So that's why it's told half knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge. हाफ नॉलेज मतलब उसका अर्थ ये होता है कि उसको प्रॉपर यूटिलिटी पता नहीं, गलत उपयोग कर देगा या गलत चीज को सही है बोल देगा वो, इसलिए तो ऐसे रहना वो बेटर है कि उसको पता नहीं, उसको एटलीस्ट पता है कि मुझे पता नहीं है ना, उस विश्वास पे चलेगा. जैसे कि मुझे यहाँ से बारामती जाना तो अगर मैं बेंगलोर हाईवे में पढ़ता हूँ तो लोग बोलते हैं हाँ इधर ही है बारामती, इधर ही चलो तुम, ऐसे बोल के मुझे बोलेंगे तो वो सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज होगा. वो बहुत डेंजरस है ना, है कि नहीं. अगर वो बोलेगा मुझे पता नहीं, ये ऑनेस्ट, दिस थिंग इज करेक्ट, आई डोंट नो बारामती, ओके ठीक है भाई, किसी और को पूछते, है कि नहीं. सो दैट्स व्हाई it is more dangerous. What is it? Ignorance is more dangerous, but so-called knowledge, which is mistaken or misguided, is more dangerous. Continue. This mantra.
This mantra of Sri Ishopanishad is more applicable today than at any time in the past.
ठीक से पढ़िए आप. It's
This
more applicable today. Not that ये बहुत समय पहले का ऐसा था, ऐसा नहीं है अभी. नहीं, अभी बहुत लागू होता है. Example Prabhupada will tell.
Modern civilization has advanced considerably in the field of mass education, but the result is that people are more unhappy than ever before because of the stress placed on the material advancement to the exclusion of the most important part of life, the spiritual aspect.
Continue.
As far as Vidya is concerned, the first mantra has explained very clearly that the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything, and that forgetfulness is the fact is ignorance. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. In view of this, the godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than the civilization in which the masses of people are less educated.
देखिए, so people may consider that today you see many are educated. The literacy ratio is so good now. People are able to use good technologies. Now every village has got internet access. We have made so much advancement. Nice. So much we are progressing. But Prabhupada says, because it is godless, it's more dangerous. Okay, you have provided facility, but what are they doing, Baba, with that? They are getting what kind of thoughts of crime? Just see unimaginable extent of crime. Even गांव का लड़का भी ऐसे करता है आजकल, है कि नहीं? ऐसा सोच आ रहा है कैसे आपके इस godless education. Prabhupada is telling godless civilization directed towards so-called advancement is more dangerous than masses of people were earlier लोग ओके ठीक है उनको ये नहीं मिलता होगा पर वे सुख में थे ना, शांति में थे ना, जीवन बहुत सुकून था। बोलने के लिए वो है ओके ठीक है आपकी जैसे इंग्लिश नहीं बात करते होंगे या फिर इंटरनेट कंप्यूटर यूज नहीं करते होंगे, बट there was much peace in the society than today. Every step you don't know when you will come back safely again or not. Is it? So Prabhupada talks about it now. He will, that's why he's telling it's far more relevant, huh? We will take 10 more minutes and we'll complete one section of this purpose. Okay? At least it will come to a logical conclusion. So now he's talking about this godless education. This godless education is Nastika Vidya. Okay. So today, godless education is advertised. So nice, so nice. We have made progress. So Prabhupada actually critiques on it very nicely. Read, of the different classes of men,
Of the different classes of men, karmis, jnanis, and yogis, the karmis are those who are engaged in the activities of sense gratification. In the modern civilization, 99.9% of the people are engaged in the activities of sense gratification under the flags of industrialism, economic development, altruism, political activism, and so on. All these activities are more or less based on satisfaction of senses to the exclusion of the kind of God consciousness described in the first mantra.
so one should see what is the quality of one's activities, not just um, how how grand he's doing. You know, one may be grandly doing eating, sleeping, mating, and death, but the quality of the activities, तो कुत्ते बिल्ली भी करते हैं। प्रॉपर ऐसे ही बोलते थे, हाँ, do not be polished animal. Prabhupada uses this word. Have you heard? Prabhupada uses this. Do not be two-legged, sophisticated animal. Two-legged animal. Usually animal मतलब चार पैर के होते हैं, बट यहाँ पे एक विशेष है। क्या है? दो पैर का है। या कोट पुट पहन के वो आता है, अच्छा बात करता है, बट क्या है? पशु ही है, पशुवत, ऐसे भी। So Shastras talk very strong against, you got on human life, Baba. You should know what is the values of life, what is right, what is wrong, what is to be pursued, what is not to be done. So Shastras talk very strong. This mentality of karmi means eat, drink, be merry, anything you do for your own. Today, if you feel you can do it with in the name of dharma, ठीक है. Today and tomorrow you feel in the name of yeah, Western culture is great. ठीक है, वो करेंगे हम, क्योंकि सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन। उसके परसों बाद में बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं, पोस्ट मॉडर्न कल्चर, मैन वुमेन एवरीवन टुगेदर, नाइस, दैट्स ग्रेट। सो चेंजिंग वैल्यूज, बट व्हाट इज द कॉमन गोल? सेल्फ। So Prabhupada talks this. So all these activities, be it industrialism, economic development, political activism, all are based on satisfaction of senses. And that's why the society has not progressed. Now here, this one paragraph has very interesting examples. Two examples come. Huh? Pay attention, and then you have to tell me. I will ask questions based on it. Okay. In the language of
In the language of Bhagavad Gita 7.15, people who are engaged in gross sense gratification are mudas, asses. The ass is a symbol of stupidity. Those who are simply engaged in the profitless pursuit of sense gratification are worshipping avidya. According to Sri Ishopanishad,
जो
And-
नास्तिक विद्या का पालन करते हैं उनको गधा कहा गया है, सिंपल।
and
Yes.
those who play the role of helping these sort of civilization in the name of educational advancement are actually doing more harm than those who are on the platform of gross sense gratification.
Did you all understand this?
Yes.
Tell Prabhu.
Those who are actually putting in money for educational purposes to get in or give such education to the people, they are more or less, they are giving boost to such sort of gross sense gratification.
हाँ, तो आप एजुकेशन दे रहे हो किसके लिए? गधे जैसे कर बनने के लिए। तो वो और डेंजरस है, क्योंकि अभी लोग सोचेंगे हाँ यही तो हमारा प्रोग्रेस है कि एजुकेशन, एजुकेटेड होना, और क्या एजुकेशन है? गधे बनने का। पढ़ा लिखा गवार। Very sharp at those words. Very nice. हाँ, बट है कौन, वो वही है। हाँ, वही काम करता है वो। हाँ? उसका सोच में कुछ बदल नहीं हुआ है, वही। हाँ, ऐसा हो जाता है। तो अभी यू कैन टॉक इन good language, you can dress nicely, but your quality of activity is that. Now here comes a very interesting example. Very interesting example. See, read.
The advancement of learning by a godless people is a dangerous as a valuable jewel on the hood of a cobra.
Cobra. उसके फन पे मणि, एक नाग के फन पे मणि, ये क्या है? पढ़िए आगे।
A cobra decorated with a valuable jewel is more dangerous than one not decorated.
हाँ, ये यहाँ पे आ गया बात। तो जिसका फन पे मणि नहीं है, ऐसा ये नहीं कि वो कम विषकारी है, नहीं, विष तो है। और जिसके फन पे मणि है, ऐसा नहीं कि वो अभी साधु बन गए, ऐसा पर लोग जिसके फन पे मणि है उस पे आकर्षित होते हैं। अरे वो मणि लेना है, वो वज्र लेना है, जो भी है, रत्न है। समझ आ रहा है? हाँ? In the greed for it, people go to it, and nonetheless they got bitten. They get bitten by the snake and they die. Now, what is this example in comparison to the principle we saw earlier?
We are getting attracted for sense gratification. I mean, the cobra which is not filled with jewel,
It is
it is
like less educated.
less educated. Yes.
अभी एजुकेशन का ताज डाल दिया आपने, पर है क्या अंदर विश? क्या है विश? वो सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन।
Sense gratification.
समझ आया क्या? हरि बोल, गोकुलानंद। आप बोलो। मैं बोलता हूँ, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट आई जस्ट वांट टू हियर फ्रॉम देम, दे आर टेलिंग दे अंडरस्टैंड।
So those who are less educated, they know that उधर विष है at least, and उनको पता है उधर जाकर वो डसेगा. But then who are educated, they have that jewel, and with that jewel people get attracted, and ultimately they get the wish, but then they are not too much, what do you say, aware of that wish. They are mostly attracted to that jewel, and then they
So,
get bitten.
another way to say that is,
एग्जाम्पल है मेरे पास उसके लिए।
हम्म,
बोलूं क्या मैं?
बोलो,
तो जी अभी मतलब हम
So
बोल
we,
सकते हैं
we need to complete this paragraph. Huh? All of you please have time for that. Huh? We'll take with all these discussions.
we can say it in one way like exposure. अभी इंटरनेट का एक्सपोजर है तो लोगों को उनके उनके जेंडर्स पता चल रहे हैं।
अच्छा,
मतलब उनको लग रहा है कि मैं ये जेंडर का हूँ, पहले उनको इतना एक्सपोजर नहीं था,
अच्छा।
तो
ये
उनको खाली
ट्रांसजेंडर्स बोल रहे हो क्या?
उनसे भी परे है वो।
अच्छा, अच्छा, ठीक है।
LGBTQ
हाँ,
प्लस
okay.
माइनस
हाँ।
वो सब, तो ये इसमें वो फिट आ जा रहा है कि उनको अभी पता चल रहा है, एक्सपोजर मिल रहा है किसी चीज का, सो वो उसकी तरफ और अट्रैक्ट हो रहे हैं और सफरिंग्स में जा रहे हैं।
हाँ, yes, that's more dangerous now, is it?
Yes.
Very good, very good.
एंड मैं एक भक्ति रसामृत महाराज का लेक्चर सुन रहा था, ही सेज अबाउट ओल्ड क्रो एंड न्यू क्रो।
हाँ,
कि हमारा जो अभी भारत है, इट इज लाइक न्यू क्रो। तो नया कौवा होता है, उसको गार्बेज में क्या देखता है कि अरे भाई आज तो बहुत सड़ा हुआ खाना मिलेगा, आज ही मिलेगा, सो ही इज मोर क्यूरियस एंड मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन ईटिंग दैट। बट जो वेस्टर्न कल्चर है वो थोड़ा भी ओल्ड क्रो बन गया है, तो उसको
already
पता
one
है
रस
कि
में
यार
रस।
ये वही खाना है आज, सो ही इज little less curious about this.
They are little fed up with that.
Yeah.
They've experienced and they have found that there is no rus.
If we want to put it again, the cobra with not with jewel is a less educated person
Ah.
who is not that greedy for that particular snake which is having cobra. So people who are educated are very much greedy, so that they are just finding for sense gratification, more sense gratification. So therefore they are ready to take as much risk as possible, which takes them in
Into that.
dark this
Yes,
thing.
yes. Now, heavy एक और तरह से इसको explain करूँ. Right, all of you told very wonderful. All of you are getting the principle, but another way to see it. You see person A, इतना पढ़ा नहीं इसने, पर इसने ऐसा नहीं कि इसको भगवत ज्ञान है ऐसा, बट ये पढ़ा नहीं है, जैसे भौतिक लोग काम करते हैं, हाँ, भोग के लिए, वैसे काम करते हैं। ठीक है, समझ आया। दूसरा व्यक्ति है, बहुत पढ़ के आया, पुणे में एक एबीसी इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में, अभी कुछ हिंजेवाड़ी में बड़ा अच्छा जॉब है, आया हो, पर उसका भी मानसिकता क्या है? भोग करो, जीवन में यही करो। ये दोनों का मानसिकता में फर्क नहीं है। ऐसे ही अगर दो सांप रखेंगे आप, जिसका एक फण के ऊपर उसका मणि नहीं है, वो कैसा है? पर्सन ए जैसे। उसको देख के आप इतना अट्रैक्ट नहीं होंगे, ठीक है भाई, ये इसको पता नहीं, ये ज्ञानी नहीं है, ठीक है, दूर ही रहेंगे आप, सांप है बाबा, दूर रहे। पर दूसरा व्यक्ति, अरे एजुकेटेड पर्सन है बाबा, विद्यावंत है, ये विद्यावान, क्या पता है उसको, वो पता नहीं। उसका ये उद्देश्य जीवन का वो पता नहीं, पर लोग सोचेंगे, उसको गौरव देंगे और उसके ऊपर आकर्षित भी आप बोलिए क्या बोलना चाहते, और वो गलत भी बोलेगा तो उसको पालन कर लेंगे। लेकिन ऐसे ही जो दूसरा सांप होता है, दूसरा सांप जिसके फन के ऊपर मणि होता है, लोग उसके ऊपर आकर्षित होते हैं। इसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि उसके अंदर विष नहीं है, विष तो है, पर आकर्षित किससे हो रहे हैं वो? जो ताज है ऊपर, हाँ, मणि से। ऐसे ही इस व्यक्ति के आकर्षण ऊपर, लाइक लोग कैसे आकर्षित हो रहे हैं? वो एजुकेशन के कारण। तो पीपल, सो इग्नोरेंस इज एडवर्टाइज्ड बाय मॉडर्न एजुकेशन। आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? इग्नोरेंस के ऊपर एक ताज लग गई, क्राउन लग गई, क्या एक डिग्री का, या फिर मॉडर्न एजुकेशन। सी, वी आर नॉट कंडेमिंग हियर growth in education or like that, but please understand there is the actual goal of education should be to cultivate you values of life, which Prabhupada was talking earlier. Getting? This is first example. I want to clarify this with one more example, which is far more graphic, huh? That is coming next in the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya.
In the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, the advancement of education by the godless people is compared to the decorations on the dead body.
हाँ, decoration on dead body. आगे पढ़िए. In
In
India,
India, as in many other countries, some people follow the custom of leading the procession with a decorated dead body for the pleasure of the lamenting relatives. In the same way, modern civilization is a patchwork of activities meant to cover the perpetual miseries of material existence.
so ये example क्या है, थोड़ा समझिए. The body is dead, but you think by decorating it, you are giving a feeling to people that no, you see, he's a real person. We have decorated him. Huh? We have put nice garments on him. Whatever he liked, we have kept around him. लोग जो छोड़ते हैं उसको रखते हैं कि huh? And you see, he's today bathed. He has applied nice tilak also. But it's dead. Don't think that that decoration has made the body alive. Similarly, can someone complete it? Similarly, ignorance and so-called knowledge compare करो कोई. हाँ, so what is the knowledge compared to the what godless knowledge? What is that? Decoration. Decoration. दादा गोकुलंतपुर समझ आ रहा है? क्यों इतना स्पेस लोड हो गया आप? माय गॉड. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा आपको फोटो दिखा के, अरे ये क्या हो गया, एक मिनट, एक ही मिनट. शायद बहुत क्वेश्चन लेके लोग सैचुरेट. वो ये लास्ट कंसेप्ट है. हम क्या चर्चा कर रहे हैं? अविद्या. अविद्या से व्यक्ति अंधकार में कैसे जाता है, वो चर्चा कर रहे हैं. अरे वर्ष का पहला पॉइंट ये है, अंधकार से व्यक्ति अविद्या से व्यक्ति अंधकार में कैसे जाता है. वो श्लोक में था ना, अविद्या से व्यक्ति अंधकार में जाएगा, और ज्यादा अंधकार विद्या से जाएगा, मतलब गलत विद्या से, है कि नहीं? तो पहला पॉइंट ही समझ रहे हैं हम, अविद्या से कैसे अंधकार में जाएगा व्यक्ति. हाँ, वही चर्चा हो रहा है. और दूसरा पॉइंट हम अभी तक लिए नहीं. देखो यहाँ पे है, अरे ये जंप हो रहा है, एक मिनट. हाँ, यहाँ सो कॉल्ड अभी तक आया नहीं. सो कॉल्ड हम नेक्स्ट वीक डिस्कस करेंगे उसको. Next, whatever, you understood what it means. नहीं, हम केवल अविद्या से व्यक्ति, गॉडलेस एजुकेशन से व्यक्ति कैसे अविद्या अंधकार में जाता है उतना ही चर्चा कर रहे हैं. So called knowledge is dangerous. So called knowledge here means avidya only. It's not something yet in the shloka. Okay. In the avidya section only, so called knowledge here means material advancement of knowledge. तो सांप. अच्छा, अभी तक हम सो फॉल्स नॉलेज पे गए ही नहीं. ना ना ना, हाँ अभी तक वहां पे गए नहीं हम. ठीक है, तो सांप या फिर व्यक्ति जिसको लेट पे लेके जाते हैं, हाँ? दोनों क्या दिखाते हैं? व्यक्ति अगर इग्नोरेंट है और उस इग्नोरेंस पे वो कितना भी एडवांसमेंट करे, वो इग्नोरेंट ही कहा जाएगा. उसका जीवन अच्छा नहीं होगा जब तक वो नॉलेज पे नहीं आएगा. Nice. He gives very good examples. Hari bol sadhu. Okay. So what we saw today, we saw mantra 9 to 11 का overview. समझ आया? विद्या अविद्या और क्या था? अविद्या, अपराविद्या, पराविद्या, और एक सेपरेट कैटेगरी भी था, वो था फॉल्स नॉलेज, तथाकथित विद्या, सो कॉल्ड नॉलेज. ओके. और मंत्र 9 पे क्या कहा जा रहा है सरल शब्दों में? What is told in mantra 9, which is right now being discussed in simple words? But speak in mic.
Avidya takes us to ignorance, and Vidya takes us to deep
Deep
ignorance.
ignorance. Very good. Very good. That's simple. Very nice. Well said. And in the discussion of first statement, avidya takes us to ignorance or darkness. We are discussing that one. Today, avidya is advertised. Yeah, very nice. Very good advancement he's making. He's studying. But he has not actually gained the knowledge which is values of life, all that. So that kind of advancement will not give proper talks here. He told, no? Crimes, all that he told. What is that? It has brought in forgetfulness. It is more dangerous. Huh? Industrialism, economic development, all these activities are based on satisfaction of senses. All this is talked about. Okay, so next time when we meet, we'll talk about false knowledge. Okay. At least I think today all of you are understanding how cryptic is Ishopanishad. We every day, anytime we do, anyway we do revision only, no? Okay, there is a message from Kaustu Prabhu. I'll read it. I can read now. Oh, yes. Kaustu Prabhu is saying, because he told he will come, but he's not able to come. He has told, I will not be able to come because of health issues. He is not able to come. But he's very clearly saying that as many devotees are not present, I will soon call for meeting where all are available. So he will convey something on group telling that he wants to meet all of you. Yeah, basically he wants to hear, are there any concerns? Are all of you finding the sessions worth to attend? And also if there are any difficulties for not being present in the sessions, what are they? Needs to be any change, either in timings or in the speaker or in the topic, whatever, all that he will ask. And he's expecting at least all to be present in that meeting. Very clearly, he had told me that he will come. I think he is not well from travel. He has come just now. So please note it. Okay, he will put that. And today you put it in the group also. Okay. Thank you very much. Shri Ishopanishad ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So next week we won't have because Prem Sankirtan is there. After that, mostly we will have online because I'm again traveling afterwards. You are all free on Saturday, Sunday only, no? Usually. Huh? आप बोलिए. I don't mind. I want to enhance whenever I am physically available. नहीं लोग कुछ लोग हैं जो आप भी नहीं हो क्या कीर्तन मंडली में हो ना. तो so you take a call. I'll talk to Kaustubh Prabhu. He will talk whatever it is because many had expressed it seems that they will not be available next week. वो अलग बात है. But point is he will take a call. Anyway, attend all of you that meeting. He will soon conduct it online or offline. I don't know. Offline and express your concerns. I hope all of you are finding this subject interesting. Interesting लग रहा है.